Hello, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
I'm Sarah,
And I'm Cole.
and you're listening to Borrowed Bones. Today, we're doing a Borrowed Words episode.
Oh, good. It's been a while.
Yep. I needed a little break. We just finished that 3-part series on the Grimms.
I wasn't in those ones.
No.
Had a guest replace me for a while.
Yeah, it was fun doing it with Samantha.
Yeah,
she seemed to enjoy it. Yeah.
Your laughter would always harmonize, and it creeped me out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Editing that was the worst. I hated it so much. It was so, unnerving. It kind of felt unnerving, the way we sync up like that.
Yeah. The same lilt and cadence to your laughs.
Yep. I can't really unhear that ever again, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yes, today I just wanted a little break, do a borrowed words, and I thought it'd be fun since we are officially in October to do a theme with this one. It's a Halloween spooky theme for our words and phrases that we are going to dive into today.
Cool. It's my favorite time of year.
Yeah. For anyone who's not listened to one of these, it's only our third one.
Mm-hmm.
And I do just a quick research, a little more casual, and Cole doesn't know what I have written down or what I've researched.
Yeah, I have no idea what words or phrases she's selected.
So just to get started, Cole, I have the phrase graveyard shift.
Okay. And I'm supposed to try to speculate on why I think the etymology or the origin of this phrase is.
Yes. So first, let's talk about what graveyard shift means.
Okay.
So we know it means to work all night.
Yeah, to work third shift, usually through the night.
Yeah, midnight to morning, dusk till dawn. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I assume that it comes from I shouldn't say cemetery, but graveyard caretakers, those who tended graveyards for churches overnight, or just general cemetery workers.
One might say a sexton.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. So
why are they? You said they're watching it overnight.
Watching it overnight, or just doing general work there, because there's a lot. I would assume in the olden days, a lot of the digging and whatnot would happen at night.
To keep out of the sight of the day of the proper people.
Yeah, it just kind of makes it more offensive if there's people just digging future holes in the light of day. So I could see it being more of a nocturnal activity Yeah. So,
yes.
Am I right or wrong, or somewhat in the middle?
You are among the masses, but you are incorrect.
Okay.
So I also thought that. The thought is with that theory is that the sextons or the workers of the graveyard are watching over to make sure that no one is alive.
Oh.
Right? Ringing the bell and having to dig them up like from way back in the day when people were prematurely buried.
I thought it was more to deter grave robbers who would
all of
come
it. And that was a part of it, but it's wrong.
Okay.
Either way, it's wrong. I thought all of the same things, because there's a lot to do with graveyards and a lot that happens at night in graveyards. Mm-hmm. But there's just nothing connecting to that. Maybe verbally that happened, but there's just nothing. There's just no evidence of that being the case. Now, in the late 1800s, this is when we start seeing this in print for the first time and having it used somewhat regularly. In the late 1800s, there were a lot of coal mines. A lot of mining needed to be done. And in order to mine down under the ground, you can't see anything, so you need to have lighting.
Yeah.
Electricity at this time in the late 1800s is expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's very expensive, and obviously you put a lot of money into that. So most businesses or all other businesses and places at this time did not work at night because it wasn't cost effective. Didn't make sense. Mining, however, have to have those lights anyway.
Yeah.
So the theory is that they're the first 24-hour business.
Okay. That makes sense, because they did those little caps with the candles mounted in the front and other things. So
really? I didn't look up what the lighting was.
Yeah, and they would, as they were digging, they'd put candles throughout. But so they already got by without electric light, artificial light. So that would make sense.
Yeah. Or they would have artificial light as well.
Yeah.
Because it was cost effective for them to do it, because they would use it all the time. That's what I read but also the candles too.
Yeah.
I'm sure a mix of both.
And it was called the graveyard shift because working in the mine was like working in a grave, working underground.
Yep. I couldn't find exactly why specifically it was said graveyard because again, I found that there was no evidence of it being related to the graveyard. The only thing I found were references like you said, like, you know, it's as quiet as the dead. It's still, it's, you know, people referenced it like working at night, felt like you were working alone, working amongst the dead, spookier, but there's no direct relation to graveyard that I found. The first recorded phrase of working the graveyard shift was on August 9th, 1884. It appeared in the Mining Record, which was a magazine or a journal.
Okay.
And this was in reference to an Arizona mine. And it said, on Monday afternoon, the superintendent received a telegram directing him to resume operations in the mine, and at 6 p.m., the graveyard shift went below. While the whistle sounded long and loud, he keeps on going on, but that's it. The graveyard shift went below.
And that was 1884?
1884.
Okay.
And then there's a definition of graveyard shift that appears in a Colorado court records from 1894.
Okay. So it originated in the Southwest, seemingly. Colorado and Arizona.
I guess so. Yeah. Said that several shifts were at work, and a man named William Sharp and his companions were employed on what is well termed among the miners the graveyard shift from midnight on to the morning. So this was the definition that was given in the Colorado court records. And then in 1897, an article in the Salt Lake Tribune has a quote saying, "The police changed shifts for the month yesterday. This month, Sergeant Ware takes the morning relief, Sergeant Rhodes the middle, and Sergeant John the graveyard shift." So it's just already used regularly.
But it's all the initial accounts are in the Southwest, which there are, and were a lot of mines.
Yeah.
In the Southwest. I mean, that's one of the main things that brought people there.
There had to have been some connection with being in the mines in the ground and having it feel like they're digging their graves or that they're working in graves. And there had to have been that joke.
They did die frequently from mishaps and black lung and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find any evidence or written works of it referencing that, but it had to be it, right?
There's also phrases to, I'm going to get a little tangential, but bear with me, but like, mine speculating, because everyone wanted to strike it rich and would head west to Arizona, New Mexico, wherever, to looking for silver mines, to strike it rich. And there were people who mocked them and said, the only thing you're going to dig out there is your grave.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there's some connection there, like the Tombstone, Arizona. Again, Arizona.
Named Tombstone.
Because the guy who founded it was a silver miner, and he struck silver.
Yeah.
And before he left, people who mocked him said the only thing you're going to find out there is your tombstone. So when he did strike it rich, he ironically named the town Tombstone.
That's funny.
Yeah. So maybe there's a connection just because it's from the same region at like the same time.
Yeah. I think there has to be some connection there. I do. Because that's I could really find it within the mining world in the late 1800s.
Arizona,
and then that's all
Colorado,
the same
Utah,
area. Yeah. So that's it for the graveyard shift.
Interesting.
Yeah. The next phrase I have
hit me
is skeleton in the closet or skeletons in the closet.
Meaning you have a dirty secret that you don't want people to know about.
Yep. It can be in reference to you yourself alone or oftentimes with a family. Yeah. The family's got skeletons in the closet. Yeah.
Got some dirty history. Yeah. More often, like you said, associated with a family or a group than an individual.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Any guesses on the origin?
Give me a second here.
Yes.
Why would, in a literal sense, I'm assuming it started with something literal. Why would somebody have, there's obviously the grave robbing, if you want to get literal, but I don't think it's that.
Okay.
Having a relative die and you don't report them as dead and you stash them to maybe collect Social Security benefits or something, but I think that's fairly recent. Obviously Social Security is fairly recent.
Yeah.
That's just my.
That's not it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I don't know then. Hit me.
Well, you were closer with the first two things you were saying.
Okay.
One of the theories is that like women, if they, not just women, but families, married couples, whoever, when they had a baby, and if the baby died young, like as an infant, they would maybe bury them in the walls.
Okay.
I don't know why that was a normal thing. I don't know if it was
I've heard
normal.
of wall burials before.
Yeah, like wall burials of like infants.
Yeah.
Another is the grave robbing. Both of them don't seem to be connected to skeletons in the closet, though. The biggest the biggest misconception is the grave robbing, because in the 1800s there were a lot of people that would sell bodies to doctors and pre-med students and all of that, so they could study on.
Do you know what they were called?
What is it? I can't think of it.
Resurrection men.
Yes.
These grave robbers that would sell body parts to cadavers for med school.
And the local authorities, like, the law kind of made it easy to happen. They didn't really track down if a doctor had a dead body, you didn't really ask questions.
Yeah.
The authorities wouldn't. Anyway, we're sidetracking. That has nothing to do with skeleton in the closet.
Yeah.
So skeleton in the closet, it was coined in England in the 19th century.
Okay.
And I was a little confused at this at first, because in England, closet, is it water closet, like the toilet? And no. So it was first used in England.
You got wet skeletons.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, this doesn't make sense. What is
skeletons
this?
in the loo.
Yeah. But I guess back in the day, England did say closet the way we did. I have no clue if that's true, but according to this phrase, I'm extrapolating from this. The phrase was original. It did say closet, meaning like a closet in America or a cupboard in England.
Okay.
And then as time went on, England now says water closet, meaning toilet, but they don't say skeleton in the closet anymore. They say skeleton in the cupboard.
Okay. Gotcha.
So their phrase changed a little bit.
Yeah, but
ours stayed the same, because closet is still closet.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else was going to get sidetracked by that, but I went down a 30-minute rabbit hole with that.
Okay.
All right. Skeleton in a closet alludes to, like we said, a person or a family having a guilty secret waiting to be uncovered. And the thought is that the imagery of a closet or a cupboard being nearby, you pass by a closet or a cupboard all the time.
And you stash things
and
in
you
it.
And all it takes is one person to open that door to discover it, but it's kind of hidden in plain sight.
It's mundane.
Yes.
It's banal.
Now, what isn't clear is whether the origin is like real or if it's more just fiction. I'm leaning on more, not fiction, but just
Metaphorical?
Metaphorical.
It was always metaphorical?
Yeah, I don't think it really ever was literal. I don't think there was a person that this was based off of, or a tradition, or
killer in the 1800s that stashed all his victims' bones.
One theory points to Bluebeard.
I was just gonna say Bluebeard,
the French fable.
The opposite of a Black Widow. The guy, the husband that kills, is a serial wife killer.
Yes. Okay. So, Bluebeard, is a French fable featured in Charles Perrault's famous collection of fairy tales in 1697. But I do have to say something. The Grimms are better collectors.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I know. No. I just the Grimms aren't the only ones that collected fairy tales.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people doing it at the time. Blah blah blah. Whatever. He was fine. Anyway, Cinderella, yay. France. But Cinderella's from, anyway.
Yes.
Sidetrack. So the French fable, Bluebeard. And do you want to tell us, or do you want me to tell it?
You do it.
Okay.
I just know the broad strokes that, because it's still, the phrase is kind of still used today is to refer to like just a husband that kills his wife. Will be called like a Bluebeard.
Oh, I've
like a
never
wife
heard
that kills her husband will be called like a Black Widow.
A Black Widow, but a husband will be called a Bluebeard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I never thought of that, or I never heard that be used in that way.
Yeah, it's not, that common anymore, but back in like the 50s and 60s when
men were killing women.
Or, well, when journalism was using more colorful terminology.
Oh, a little more flowery, a little punchier.
So
the Bluebeard.
Yeah, local Bluebeard. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But we kind of don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it back.
I write about a lot of guys who kill their wives.
Yeah. But they don't do it like regularly.
No, it's not like a serial.
And I think Bluebeard is... Anyway,
Usually
let's get into it.
Yeah.
In the story, Bluebeard, he is a wealthy man who forbids his wife from entering a specific room in their castle. Mm-hmm. And one day she disobeys to find the room filled with corpses of his previous wives.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't read the whole story. I just did a quick little...
I knew there was a discovery of...
Yeah, she discovers all of the skeletons.
Previous victims.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So the thought, I think it's probably
Referencing
sprung
that
from
story.
this, and then people took it from there.
Yeah, because I honestly was thinking Bluebeard right before you said it.
There's a lecture in the year 1815 by Joseph Adams. He mentions people's impulse to conceal the skeleton in the closet. And he's referencing the skeleton as being family history of hereditary disease, illnesses. And there's a lot of references to that as well. Like people fearing the skeletons in their closet being family history, trauma, diseases. I'm not sure why.
I mean, if they understood genetics at the time, it would make more sense. But obviously they didn't, in the sense that like the skeleton is going to be an ancestor, and maybe... if they had a genetic disorder, it'll be still living in the current
like
generation.
The family curse kind of thing. Yeah. So the phrase was first used in the early 1800s in the UK monthly periodical, the Eclectic Review. It says, 2 great sources of distress are the danger of contagion and the apprehension of hereditary diseases. The dread of being the cause of misery. So basically, it's just very flowery in saying we're scared of hereditary diseases. And it says that men need to conceal the skeleton in the closet. And that's what this review said in 1816. And then there's this author, William Thackeray. Do you know his name?
I've heard his name, but I can't
pronounce it.
Like Thackeray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's popular or not, but I don't know him.
I've heard the name, but I can't think of anything he's written.
William Thackeray, he further popularized the phrase in 1845 when writing in Punch magazine. He wrote, "There is a skeleton in every house." And then he went even further because he's a Victorian author. Mm-hmm. He went even further and wrote the Newcombs, which is a family name, like someone's family name, like the Newcombs, Memoirs of a Most Respectable Family. He wrote that in 1854, 1855. And in it, he says, some particulars regarding the Newcomb family, which will show us that they have a skeleton or two in their closets, as well as their neighbors. The phrase caught on during the Victorian era. I mean, just think of the Victorian era. They're very into death, very into the macabre, and they always have this veneer and this shiny, glowy, front-facing look to them, this aesthetic. And they're not allowed to show anything underneath that's bad. So the thought is that this phrase got really big when Victorian era came about because they were so intrigued by hiding, because they had to hide everything so much. Okay. Even when they mourned, they hid so much. Like, you couldn't have emotion. You had to dress certain ways for certain times. Yeah, everything is suppressed. So the thought is that this is why it's becoming a phrase so much now. Mm-hmm. We have Bluebeard, which was written in 1697. And then it's not until the mid to late 1800s that it really becomes a thing. Mm-hmm. I just think it had to wait for the Victorian era to really catch on. Yeah. It's used a little more lightly now, though. It's not so intense. Like way back in the day, skeletons in the closet meant like exposing something major. You're really toppling
the family
Yes,
reputation.
You've ruined everything. Yeah. Now, today, it's just used for big stuff, little things, all the things, even referencing coming out of the closet. That comes from this, skeletons in the closet. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting to see how
skeletons into the light of day.
Yeah. Yep. Dragging the skeletons into the light of day. Yes. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting one. The Bluebeard thing was surprising. I didn't even think of that. I don't know the story of Bluebeard very well, but I thought that was interesting that it came from most likely a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Now, this one I found is just the word haunt or to haunt or haunting. Haunt.
I don't believe it starts necessarily or has its origins with ghosts. I would just think it means to occupy, to be, to be at, to occupy, to be present at. You haunt. I mean, you don't have to be a ghost to haunt in the classical sense of the word. Like,
yeah, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Yes, ish. So the word haunt can be traced back to the old French word haunter. I don't know how to pronounce it in the accent, which means to or meant to frequent or to visit regularly.
Okay.
So repetitively, you're going back and forth. Haunt also traces back to Old Norse hemta, meaning to bring home. And over time, the word haunt sort of evolved into something more intangible, like the haunt of bringing home, the ghost coming home.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really mean just to visit or frequent. You have to have this emotional pull or connection to it. So like your favorite haunts, you like them because you're nostalgic about them. They bring you good feelings, good memories, good thoughts, or like, oh, that's my old haunt back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't like that place. Maybe I don't want to go there.
It's more personal.
Yeah.
Like that's an old site.
Yes.
That's an old spot.
Yeah, one of my haunts.
Yeah. It's one of my hangouts.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
yeah.
It's more, I mean, I guess hangouts is more.
Just like fun.
Yeah. But I mean, today, like it's more modern than haunts.
Yeah.
Modern equivalent.
Yeah. Over time, haunt came to describe more disconcerting or unsettling. Like over time, haunt had more of a
Nefarious,
unsettling,
insidious quality.
Yes.
Yeah. Bad
more
things
like
do the haunting.
Thoughts or memories reoccurring that you don't want to keep happening. You're haunted by things.
Yeah.
An old adage is, he who has a haunted heart has a troubled mind. And that kind of hints at how being plagued by memories can disturb one's peace, showing that haunt has like been a long metaphor for emotional unrest. Haunted by my thoughts. No one's thinking of happy thoughts when you say I'm haunted by my thoughts.
Haunted by pleasant memories.
Yes.
You just you relish in whatever you experience. You're haunted by bad memories.
Yeah. I'm threatening you if I'm saying I'll haunt you once I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like that's a threat. And then as time went on, it's the thought that this lingering nature of the memories and the thoughts, that's what led to the word being used in reference to ghosts haunting places. Because the word ghost, I did read, was first. Mm-hmm. So like the ghost is haunting. So again, going back to the Norse definition of returning home, repeating it.
Yeah.
And I think those two together, and the thought that ghosts repeat the same thing over and over again, or they're caught in the same memory, the same loop. That's a theory too about ghosts. There's certain energies are caught in the same loop over and over again. So haunt, I think, just naturally got sucked into that ghostly world, that ghostly realm. It just seems to match very easily.
And then I think from haunt, you eventually get haint, where that's just the ghost or the entity itself becomes like the noun, like a ghost haunts.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes, it is a haint, which is like I don't know the etymology. It's an Americanism.
Yeah.
I believe. But,
So haint is
HAINT.
Okay.
Yeah. You just replace the U with an I.
And that's a ghost?
And that's a ghost or an entity or something.
Right. Okay.
Something in the supernatural.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look up that one.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I should have looked that one up, but I don't have my phone on me or anything here. So, oh, well, sorry, listeners, look it up yourself.
Look up yourself. You're on the internet.
Thanks. All right. And the next one, it's my last one. I just wanted to do a quick one today because you're now not feeling well and I'm getting over my sickness.
Yeah.
So this one was supposed to be nice and quick and light.
It is so far. I appreciate that.
Yes. The last one is the phrase trick or treat.
Okay. The actual phrase. Okay, I don't know the era. I mean, obviously I know the whole Halloween goes back to the Celts.
Yeah, I'm not doing a whole Halloween history. We know, I'm not asking what is trick-or-treating. I'm asking the words trick or treat. Oh, because we know trick-or-treating is a Halloween thing. And you go out on Halloween and you go house to house and you yell trick or treat, and then you get a treat from the person at the door.
Yeah, I guess we should say this to our international audiences.
It's pretty well known by now, I'm sure, but just I like to stay within the format that I'm in. I needed this for me. Yeah. And for anyone who might not know, but I needed this for me. So yes, the words trick or treat. Why do we say those words?
I think I'm going to speculate here because I know like the American version of the trick-or-treating holiday kind of started in Kansas in like the early 1900s. The one woman kept getting...
Right, yes.
Yeah, kept getting vandalized by like kids.
Yes, there was a woman,
and she like organized like...
Every Halloween, her garden would get turned upside down and vandalized by hoodlums, kids running amok on Halloween night.
So she was like, we got to give these kids something to do.
She started like a party basically and was like, give them goodies.
Yeah. And so I would guess it would start around there with it meaning like it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek threat. Give us a treat or we'll do a trick to you. Like we'll play a prank on you kind of thing. Like it's kind of a
Cole and I love cookies. We are pretty much obsessed. They're always in our house. It's very much a staple, one of the main food groups for us. However, I am not the best cook. I can't bake to save my life. I did discover Molly B's cookies that are shipped right to us. They stay nice, soft, and moist as if they have been baked right in my kitchen. Molly B's cookies are very creative and unique with flavors ranging from triple dip, a triple chocolate chip cookie with sea salt flakes, to their hot mess cookie with mango, white chocolate, and flamin' hot Cheetos. I was not brave enough to get the hot mess, but I did try the triple dip and it was amazing. I personally really like the Molly B's Boba Doodles. These are little bite-sized cookies and they're great for on the go. In these boba doodles, they do have a burst of boba in every little cookie. Check out mollybees.com and grab the treat that's right for you. You can use our promo code BONES, BONES, at checkout and you'll receive 10% off. That's Molly Bees, MOLLYBZ.com, promo code BONES. That's what I thought as well, but the phrase trick or treat didn't come about that early on. It was a lot later. Yeah, people were going, the kids, what we said is true.
Yeah, they did the act of trick or treating.
Yes, they did the act of going through, but I don't know what they would say, if they said anything at all, or if they just knocked and...
need to say anything.
Right. So, before saying trick or treat, people were still going house to house. They would ask for treats, food, whatever. And this was during Samhain or Samhain.
Yeah. At least you didn't say Sam Hain.
No, I did not.
Yeah. Dower.
But yeah. So Samhain is a festivities during like ancient Celtic times. And this is what laid the foundation for trick-or-treating. And then this woman, as we talked about, did her whole, like, let's give them something fun to do and have them go house to house and look for things.
Yeah.
But how did we get the sing-songy trick-or-treat? How did people start saying, you're chewing?
Sorry, I have a throat lozenge. I didn't know it would be picked up. I thought I would hear that.
You chewed. You didn't move your mouth at all. It's okay.
Well, my mouth is closed.
Anyway. Well,
the candy companies? Was it an advertising gimmick?
No. I'll tell you. You're never going to guess this. Let me tell you, okay? It started with souling. Souling.
Okay.
So this became a thing in medieval Europe. It's lasted longer, but this is the beginning of it. People would walk door to door and they would offer prayers for people's souls that were stuck in purgatory.
Oh.
And in return, the dead's relatives, the people in the house, would give these prayers or these solars. I don't know if they're called that, but I'm calling them that. Give these solars soul cakes or goodies, treats, but fun to call everything a soul cake. This was a Catholic practice done on All Souls Day, which is November 2nd of every year. And this was pretty common even into the 1800s to do something like this. So that's how they think trick or treat started to come about, mixed with
The Celtic
adults
tradition.
saying, hey, have a treat instead of doing tricks. Like it is kind of a threat.
Yeah.
It is. Like it truly is. I still couldn't figure out why the words trick or treat were a thing. Because I was like, why are we like, how did we get there? And I couldn't really find a good answer for it. It is something that just kind of happened. But like we said earlier, it's an ultimatum for the children who, again, are typically running around, ruining people's gardens, ruining people's houses, like just vandalizing everything.
Halloween in like 19 teens was like,
it was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really
like,
rough.
It was bad. Apparently, that it was bad enough that we organized a whole holiday to stop teen ruffians.
Yes. And I still couldn't find exactly why trick or treat. I can only think it was a quick phrase to say, mixed with the souling, mixed with the door-to-door, all these things blending together over time. Now, in the early 20th century, so we're looking at 1928 here, the first American newspaper that printed the phrase was a Michigan newspaper.
Ooh.
And, well, the newspaper was the Bay City Times.
No way.
November 1st, 1928, baby.
Wait, this is the first recorded use in
American. It was first used in in Canada, I think. I don't know if they were the very first ones, but they might have been the second or first ones.
Need to...
No, I've got the newspaper article right up here. I'm going to read straight from the Bay City Times, 1928, November 1st article.
Is there a writer credited? Not that I would.
There's not.
Know. Okay.
I don't know. I didn't look that hard, but maybe at the beginning of the paper, but I only have this one clip, so I don't know. All right. So I'm reading this little article from a 1928 Bay City.
97 years ago.
So for anyone who's just filling in right now and doesn't know us from other episodes, I guess, this is Cole's job. This is who he works for right now.
Yeah.
Like, this is wild for us. And I did not even intend.
I had no idea.
To figure this out or find this.
I'm going to have an interesting factoid to tell my coworkers tomorrow.
I already told everyone.
Oh.
Well, you were at court. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Yep, they already know. One coworker might do an article on it.
Goddamn Joey.
Yeah. So anyway,
all right.
The article is titled "Tricks or Treats?" ? So it's plural.
Okay. Yeah.
Tricks or treats? ? What is this? And here we go. Quoting. The Black Hand Gang itself, that's capitalized, so there must have been a Black Hand Gang in Bay City.
Maybe there's...
I want to figure that out.
The gangster era.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So the Black Hand Gang itself would envy the activities of some of the children of Bay City if it could see them in the midst of their practice of the gentle art of blackmail. But like duck shooting, blackmail is a seasonable sport, and that season was closed last night after about 6 weeks during which trade was plied with fervor. So this is November 1st, the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
So season is closed. I don't know what's 6 weeks, what they were doing for 6 weeks, but that seems like a long...
They started in mid-September?
There's 6 weeks of harvest.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he means, harvest season. Yeah. Anyway, farming village. He goes on to say, in fact, regular beats were developed by the children, and the peaceful citizens lived in terror of the time each evening when they should be summoned to their front doors to hear the fatal ultimatum, "Tricks or treats," uttered in a merciless tone by some small child who clutched in one grubby fist a small chunk of... I don't know what this word is. A small chunk of scap capable of eliminating the transparency from any number of windows. Oh, it's cut out soap. Okay, soap.
Oh,
he's throwing soap to eliminate the transparency from any number of windows. Y'all, he's talking about breaking windows with a soap bar.
Bars. Yeah.
This is beautifully written. Oh, the none too subtle are of blackmail. And woe betide any housekeeper who had not the proper supply of apples, cookies, candy, or peanuts on hand to avert the disaster. Though they were stale to the crumbling point, yet they served to assuage the unbelievable appetites of the Halloweeners. But that is all over now, and all the unfortunates have is bitter memories, and all the Halloweeners have is stomach aches.
That's so awesome. I need to find that.
Joey already found it.
Did it? All right, I need to like ask. Like, we'll talk later how you found this. Is this like on Wikipedia? Like how do you find like the?
I have my sources. I'll show you.
Okay, yeah, like how you confirm like this was like the first American usage of it in print. I want to like that's awesome.
I found that in 2 sources.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I mean,
that's
it's good. 2 sources that I found it as being the first. So I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, if you need more than 2, then you can fuck off. Yeah. Now, by the 1940s and 50s, the phrase was becoming more popular. Mm-hmm. The Peanuts comics were now using it. Oh, yeah. Charlie Brown said it in one of the comic strips in 1951.
Okay.
And then in 1952, Disney produced a cartoon called Trick or Treat, featuring Donald Duck and his nephews, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And the rest is history. Yeah, that's when it really started to become a thing. So 40s and 50s is when we're really saying trick or treat. But trick or treating was happening well before that. Yeah. But the phrase trick or treat.
It's also when TVs are first starting to get into, I mean, it's post World War II.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
yeah.
The boomer era. Yeah. TVs are getting into advertising. Mm-hmm. We're more connected than we've ever been.
That's true. Yeah.
The whole like 50s culture.
Yeah. Yep. I just wanted to do a quick fun one there. I hope everyone has a fun start to their October and it's not too shitty.
Also, we have
I forgot the government was shut down. Sorry. I didn't mean to make a joke. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Merch. We got merch.
We have merch now. Happy October. Yes, we do have merch though, for real. I made a merch website. It's pretty cool. And I've ordered some of the clothes for myself and I'm like touching myself. That sounds weird if you can't see me. I'm touching my shoulders and my arms because the sweater I'm wearing is actually very comfortable. I wasn't sure what I was getting and I made a good choice, you guys. I'm proud of myself. Yeah. So check out our merch. It is borrowedbonespodcast.com, or you can follow us on Instagram at borrowedbonespodcast. And the link to the merch is in my bio.
Yeah. It's like shirts and mugs,
sweaters,
and
mugs,
phone cases,
hats,
all the normal
bags. Yeah.
Yeah. Merch.
Whips, chains, whistles, yo-yos.
Whistles, yo-yos. If anyone gets that reference, you're awesome.
Yeah. That's all. Cut. Yeah. Good deep cut. But yeah, that's it. So thank you for listening. Happy October. And hopefully both of us are fully better at the next recording.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.